Hi everybody, Sherry here on location for Create Whatever. I'm at the St. Thomas Senior Center because it's a special day. It's Women's Day here, and the YWCA puts on this event for women. It's full of workshops, and I happen to be a workshop guest. It's windy. And I'm doing junk journaling in the morning and junk journaling in the afternoon, and I am so excited that I get to do this and have people learn more about junk journaling. I'm so excited. We just had a snowstorm go through last night, and it's a little bit messy, but the sun is peeking through the clouds, and we're just gonna have a great day. I will try to take some pictures as I go throughout the day. Can't guarantee it though, but join me in the junk room, see what we're creating today. Bye, everybody. I had so much fun at the Women's Day event that the YWCA in St. Thomas put on. I had a great time in my two workshops where I introduced one type of junk journal. We know there's many types of junk journal, but this is the junk journal that I introduced the ladies to that signed up for my workshop. And I have various ones in various stages, but I thought I would just do exactly what I did during the workshop. And that was, I had all my junk journals out on display, particularly the envelope junk journal. And this is only one type of envelope junk journal and only one way to do it. There's many other ways to do it in other types of envelope junk journals. This one, I used scrapbook paper for most of the ones here. We didn't do that yesterday, and I'll show you what we did instead. But this is just 6 envelopes, and this one is ready for the embellishments, but the base is done, and it's all color coordinated. And the hidden journaling can go in there where you can put pictures or hidden journaling or whatever you want to put in there. Things from trips, memorabilia, and then I just have it tied with a ribbon. This version so far is my favorite, and I just love how this turned out. Very simple. And again, I use junk journal. I use scrapbook paper. And I love the feel of this. It's flat. I didn't use any paper in the middle, but it does have a couple of embellishments. But it's ready to be embellished even more. And I really like making these. So much so that my high school group said it's been their favorite junk journal to make so far. And we're going into our 4th week of doing one. So those ones are almost done. These ones are in various stages, and I tea dyed, and I've picked out the papers that I'm going to use. Some junk journal papers. I like coordinating colors and putting colors together. So this is in the beginning stages. But I tea dyed and coffee dyed for 3 days leading up to this Women's Day event. And my arm and shoulder really hurt, but it was worth it. So at each spot they received a kit. On top of their kit, there's a little bit of information. What types of junk journals are there? There's all kinds. Junk journaling is a creative activity that involves using found materials and ephemera to create a personalized journal or scrapbook. Here are some common types of junk journaling. There's the vintage junk journaling, theme-based junk journaling, art journaling, bullet journaling, smash journaling, scrapbook style junk journaling, just to name a few. And then what are the benefits to junk journaling? There are many. And junk journaling is a type of creative journaling that involves using a variety of materials such as old papers, ephemera, scrapbook supplies, and other found objects to create unique and personalized journals. Anyone can do this. Creativity, these are the benefits. Creativity, junk journaling allows you to express your creativity in a unique way. You can experiment with different materials, textures, and colors to create something truly original. Mindfulness. Junk journaling can be a mindful activity that helps you to focus on the present moment and tune out distractions. As you work on your journal, you can let go of stress and anxiety and simply enjoy the process. Memory keeping. Junk journaling can be a fun way to preserve memories and mementos, such as tickets, postcards, and photos. I missed self-expression. Junk journaling provides an outlet for self-expression, allowing you to capture your thoughts, feelings, and memories in a tangible way. You can write, draw, paint, or collage to create a journal that truly reflects your personality and style. Sustainability. Junk journaling is a sustainable form of creative expression as it involves repurposing old materials and reducing waste. By using materials that might otherwise end up in the trash, you can create something beautiful and meaningful while also helping to protect the environment. Overall, junk journaling can be a fun, creative, and meaningful activity that offers a range of benefits for your mental health, self-expression, and sustainability efforts. It keeps going with things to use in your journal: old papers, packaging, natural materials, digital images, scraps, stamps and stickers, and ephemera. There are so many things you can use in your junk journals, and my junk room is full of it. And then in case the women there weren't familiar with journaling or what you could write about or what you could say in your junk journals, I listed 10 prompts to get them started. What am I grateful for in my life right now? What are my top priorities in life? What are some self-care activities that make me feel recharged and rejuvenated? What are some limiting beliefs that are holding me back? Who are the people in my life that bring me joy and support? What are some of my biggest fears? What are some of my goals I want to accomplish in the next 6 months? What are some areas in my life where I feel stuck or unfulfilled? What are some affirmations or positive statements I can say to myself when I'm feeling down or stressed? What are some lessons I've learned in the past year? Remember that journaling is a personal and introspective activity, and these prompts are meant to inspire self-reflection and growth. Feel free to modify them or come up with your own prompts that resonate with you. So instead of talking on and on and on about this, which I can easily do, they have this sheet that I gave them so they could take that home and reflect on it and read it and decide if it's something that they want to get into. Because I didn't want to spend a lot of time talking, I wanted to get right into the kit. And so here's the kit that I put together for every participant. I'm going to get it out of here so I don't keep making noise. Everybody got a pen. That was to help them with the, what did they do at the end? Fill out a form, feedback. Yes, they filled out a feedback form for the whole event, and then I asked them to do one for the junk journaling because I'm wanting to start doing workshops for the community, not just the youth that I serve. So I wanted to get an idea if there's some interest out there. And there is, which is so exciting. So they got a pen. They got 4 or 5 different pieces of book page, a blank piece of paper, which comes in handy later. They got a paper clip, and I had prizes. So as we went through the kit, they had to pay attention because if they received a large paper clip, they got a prize, an altered paper clip. And in this little package here, there was 4 butterflies, some words, and some numbers that they could use throughout their creating. These are from DigiKits. I used a lot of different DigiKits just because I wanted to be mindful of copyright, and I didn't want to use anything that I didn't pay for. So that was part of the kit, and these tickets. There was also keep this coupon ticket, a large one, and if they got that ticket, they won an actual envelope junk journal that I had completed. This is for the tag that we make together. These are the envelopes, 6 gorgeous, yummy, tea-dyed, coffee-dyed envelopes. Oh my goodness. How I love this look. The reason I decided to go with this and not scrapbook paper like I just showed you was I can't carry that much paper. And I didn't have time to coordinate papers. I don't know what colors people like or what patterns. And so I'm like racking my brain of how we can do this more simply. And I came up with just tea dye everything because you can write on the envelopes. And it takes away that white stark envelope, you know, the blank page. What do you do with it? This way, there's no white. It's not a blank page. It's got stuff on it, and it takes some of that, you know, apprehension away when it's started. So they got 6. Then they got a sheet with 4 pictures and a piece of cardstock that they may or may not use in their kit, depending on what they wanted to do with it. We started with the envelope. So all you need for this simple, easy junk journal, which is so beautiful in its simplicity, is 6 envelopes. 6 envelopes the same size. They can be different colors. You can tea dye them, coffee dye them, stencil them, put scrapbook paper on them, collage them all. You can do whatever you want with your envelopes. You just need 6 that are the same because they have to fit inside each other. That's all you need. Envelopes. So we start with putting one off to the side. So there it goes. We're going to forget about that. Then what we do, and we did this step by step with the ladies because I wasn't sure who was familiar with junk journaling, if anybody knew anything about junk journaling. So we did it step by step for the foundation part. So I asked the ladies, just take your envelopes and fold this flap backwards. The opposite of what you would do if you were to lick it, stick it down, and mail it. So you want that to stay open for the pocket. And we do that with all of them. And I love the sound of them after they've been tea dyed and coffee dyed. I even tried my hand at using stencils. I had some success and many failures. So I have to figure out how to do that better. Because the bottom of this when I sprayed it, it didn't turn out like this. It was just more puddles. But when I took the stencil off and transferred it on to another envelope, I got a gorgeous print. So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong there, but I'll figure it out. So once you have all your envelopes and their flaps folded backwards, just to help that crease and to help it fit into each other, we're going to take one of these and put it flat down on our table. We're going to take another one and we're going to make sure that we have a pocket here, but no pocket on the right side. We have to be careful how we glue this down. And I have made several of these as I practiced and practiced and practiced. And there have been times where I glued it wrong. So it happens. The easiest way is just to keep your flap folded backwards. If you have one of these peel sticks off, then by all means, use that to help you. So I'm going to take that off, and I had a lot of fun telling them about my favorite glue. Yoo-hoo! So every time I said to use your glue stick, I'd say, now you can use your yoo-hoo. So fun. So now that part that we glued down is going to fit inside our pocket, and we got to line it up with the bottom flap crease. Now, the benefit for using glue stick, and you can use any glue stick, is that it gives you some wiggle room, because you need that as you try to finagle it into place. Now this is going to give me some trouble, and I see that it's starting to tear. And you just got to stick with it. This is, I told the ladies, this is the hardest part. And once you get past this, it's easy peasy. So I'm just lining it up. So that this folds over, and just making sure it's lined up nice. It could fit a little bit more in. That flap can help us. Okay, so now that page is in. This is a page in the junk journal. Flip that over to the side and take your next one. Peel that off, or wherever you like. Use your Yoo-hoo glue, or any glue stick will work just fine. Now I had to turn it around because I want a pocket on the left and a full page on the right with the glue on the bottom. If I glue this part, it sticks to the top of there and we have no pocket, which creates a little bit of a problem. And so I walked this through several times, as it can be a little challenging when you're just first learning something that you haven't done before. And then you just smush it down. Put that to the left, and again, yoo-hoo. That won't work if I have it that side. So again, pocket, full page, glue on the bottom of that flap, inside your third envelope, right up, line it up, and then just push the glue down a little bit, that flap, flip it over. I like to check. Yep, still folds nice there. And do it again. Now, we only had an hour for this workshop, so you can imagine how challenging that was, but we did it. All right, that means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we get the one that's over there to our side, and we're going to do something a little bit different because we want 2 pockets together. So we're not going to peel that off. We're going to fold it as if we're sealing the envelope, getting it ready for the mail. And we're going to use our glue stick on that part of the flap. And we're going to insert it, leaving that sticky thing on, or making sure you don't lick it if you have one of those spots where you lick the envelope. So I'm just going to leave that there. I might even go back and secure it. I should have done that maybe before, but put glue under there and then secure it back on top, but I didn't. So there. Now, just make sure it's all not bad, not bad. So we have this flap. And now we want to take that off, or not take it off if you don't have one. And we're going to put this over to the side. And that's our spine. And there's our book. 6 pages. We got the front cover. And we have pockets. And writing. Lots of writing pages and pockets. Now at this point, you can decide which way it's going to go. Do you like this way? Or do you like that? Do you want that as your front? Because then it changes things a little bit. Not the foundation, just the orientation. I've done a lot like this. Maybe I'll try this. But no. Once you have a system that works, work it. So then the next thing is, I didn't want to send them home with just a blank cover. That's where this sheet comes into play. And they were to choose one picture off the front that they liked. And I had 2 different sheets that had 4 pictures from different DigiKits. So they pick out a focal point. So if you don't have a DigiKit, it can be any picture, whatever you want on your cover. It doesn't even have to be a picture. But that's kind of boring to me. I mean, it's okay, but I needed more. And I have a little bit of a tear, so this will help cover that up. We go back to those book pages that are in their kit, or in the kit. And we make a little collage. And so I talked about how you can make a collage. And take maybe 3 different book pages, because I had several different types with different fonts, different languages, and you just create a little collage of interest. Get rid of that. I don't want that line there. Cover. And I told them that I did not read all the book pages, so if there was any language words that they did not like, to just throw that piece out. And so once they liked that, then they were able to glue it all down. I'm going to bring out, I want to fix that. So maybe I'll use this as part of it, as my collage. I just filled this up, but I didn't unplug it. And you can use any glue, any wet glue. So this I'm just making as part of the collage. And your glue stick is good for this part. Keep that focal point there. I like that rough edge. And so we took about, I'd say 10 minutes to do this. My morning group was a little more chattier as they created, and the afternoon group was very focused. It was interesting to watch the dynamics. So at this point, I said if you wanted to use your cardstock to put a backing on it, you could, especially if you're going to use ribbon as a closure over here. If you just put this on, your ribbon here, and then this on, you'll see the ribbon come through that thin paper. So just back it with some cardstock, file folder, packaging that's a little bit thicker, and then you can glue your ribbon here and put it on top. But I don't want that because I like how this is looking. And I'm going to glue that down. And then it was time to move on to the next part that I introduced them to, and that was to make a cluster. Well, how do you make a cluster? For me, a cluster is 3 or more layers and a focal point and a piece of lace. So this is where I gave them permission to rip paper. And it was like they were giddy with delight because normally it's not allowed to rip book pages. And so I said, go ahead, rip the book pages. Now I seem to be missing a couple of pieces from the kit. So I'll just grab something here. I love numbers and music. So I see I got some numbers here. Nice grungy piece, maybe put in the middle. And then I said after you get your 3 pieces, move them around a little bit. Some can be upside down, some can be sideways. Once they got their 3 pieces of paper the way they liked, what was ever pleasing to their eye, then to take their lace piece, and they could decide if they wanted it on the bottom, if they wanted it on top, or if they wanted it somewhere in the middle, underneath the layers. And I like that. And then staple it in the middle. Easy peasy. And then cut out one of those beautiful butterflies that they had. And so this took us, I'd say with your cutting of your butterfly, it took a few minutes. And one of the tips that I said to the ladies was not to overthink too much about the way you collage, whether it was on the front cover or putting pieces together. Just a little piece of white there. And so I would flutter around the room to see if anybody needed some help. Now, I did not include thread in their kit, but I'm going to put it on here because that's just a little too plain for me, and that just bang adds something beautiful. So I'll just glue this butterfly and cluster. I love making clusters. Clusters you can use in any junk journal, any theme, any colors. It immediately, if you're not sure what to do with a blank page, immediately it decorates your page. So I told them to open their journals and look for a page to put their cluster on. Now, I also said, if you want to add a word, I'm going to add, let's add fantasy. You can add a word to your cluster, a number from their numbers. And that too just adds a little something, something. There we go. I suggested, I did tell them it was their journal. They can put it wherever they want. But I did suggest that perhaps for their cluster, they put it on the left side, on a pocket side, because this is lots of writing space. But again, it's their junk journal, so they could put it wherever they wanted. And I did tell them to use wet glue to glue it down and not glue stick. So how easy is that? And you might go in and glue some of your pages down once you get it in your journal, just to make sure it stays down. So now they have a cover. And they've already got one page decorated. The next thing we did, and boy, were we running out of time, but I wanted them to have something else. So they needed this piece maybe this piece, definitely this part of their kit. These are old envelopes from where I work with our old logo, and so we don't mail them out anymore, and there's a whole bunch of them, and they are the perfect size for a tag with a hidden pocket. Oh my goodness, I've been making these like crazy. They're so fun to make. First step, close that down. So you can use glue stick for that. And then I said, go ahead and take those book pages and make a collage background. Now, I did give them the tip that the tinier the piece, the longer it would take to do. So my recommendation was use larger pieces, and I liked the look of 2 for this. But again, it's theirs to do whatever they wanted. And I really like this. I'm gonna put those 2 together. Not a huge contrast. Not really. Is there something else I have? This is a bigger contrast. Let's use white. All right. So they can use glue stick. Get these pages down. As many as they want. It was theirs to decorate, however. But for time's sake, I'm doing two sheets. So winners included an altered paper clip, a finished completed envelope junk journal, and the other one, if they won, was, oh my goodness, I forget now. What was it? Might have been a tag. I'm not sure. Okay. Now, we sealed this, so there is no opening. So this is where we get to decide where we want that opening. And we're just going to cut a sliver. Like, I mean a sliver. No wider than the scissors. Like, just a sliver. And that makes the opening. And you can decide which side you want. Did I open it? Come on. Oh, you know why? Because I did the wrong side. It does matter. Not the side that you glued down. Let's do this again, okay? The beauty of junk journaling is you really can't mess it up. There's the opening. Let's go in and make sure this is glued down good. I can see that it's already a little bit needing some help here. There we go. Then they were to pick one of these beautiful ladies or flowers. She shows up a lot. So beautiful. And again, if they wanted to use their white cardstock to back this up, they could. If they wanted to tear, they could. Doesn't that look amazing? Just with that, but it's not a tag. This side, right? Yep. But it's not a tag. So I showed them a little trick, which was new to a lot of them. And that is, when you make your tag, you decide where you want the angle, but keep the triangle that you snip off. Turn it upside down over to the other corner, and you have the exact same angle on the other side. And now it's a tag. Now I have a nice fancy little hole punch here for a tag, but we didn't have that. So I told them to take a piece of their lace, because there was a pile on them on the table, and they could use that. I like the center here. It's kind of decorative. Fold a piece in half, put it on the top, like that, and staple it. So easy. Yep, making sure. Get it all? Yep. There we go. Hidden spot in here. Now, I like to glue this closed. You don't have to, but I like it closed. Where's my girl? There's my girl. And I'm gonna cut out this butterfly. Now they were able to keep the rest so that they could add more pictures to their journal. The consensus of both groups, morning and afternoon, was it was really fun, but there's more time needed. And I agree. It goes by so fast. And there were some in the group that said it was really fun, but not for them, which is okay. It's always good to try new things, and if it's not for you, that's okay. But there was a lot that said they'd be interested in more. So I'm excited about that. Now, does that really go? The dress is more red than pink, but the background's pink, so maybe it goes. Put that like that. There's the words. I'm losing the stuff that's in the kit. Let's put some numbers in here. And so this part took probably the longest of the creating ephemera, new word. Put that there. The butterfly and a word. What word? Enchanting. She looks enchanted, doesn't she? Whoops, that went a little wonky. I'm not used to using big scissors for itty bitty cutting. Oops. Could put it there like, I don't know. Up here. Yep, I like that. And then, yeah, we glue it all down. And it's about this point in the workshop that I'm saying, okay, ladies, our time is almost up. And they are like, already. And it's, yes, already. Can you believe it? Chanting. And for speed's sake, for my video, I'm going to go back to my art glitter glue to get this down. I don't think she's centered, but that's okay. Glue on the butterfly. Now, I told them that I like to sew. I definitely like my ink. Jumbo Java. They didn't have this option, and I told them the sewing. I do lots of sewing in my junk journals, but that's for the advanced class. Now, before you leave, how do you stick this in your junk journal? And what is this piece for? Well, this is the journaling piece. It fits right in here perfectly. And at this point, they asked, well, what do we do about the back? And I said, well, for our purposes here, you can cover it up. Some won't have writing. And so you can use another book page. Oh, I got 2 glue sticks going. Silly. And you can just cover that up. And there's so many other things you can do as well, but our time was limited. I could not bring the whole junk room with me. Oh, you should see both my junk rooms. Oh my goodness. See, and that just covers that up. Leaves a little bit of a journaling space. How do you keep it in your journal? Well, I gave them these tickets and I said, don't cut them in half, but cut around them. And this was done very hurriedly. And we're gonna pick another page in our junk journal. Probably not a pocket side, but again, totally up to you. So there's our butterfly. So we take this, it's the perfect size to fit across the bottom. And again, they didn't have ink, but I do. There's just some things I've discovered that I really, really like. And inking is one of those things. So they cut around the tickets. And we're going to make a pocket for our tag to sit in, which is easy peasy. Glue the side, the bottom, and the side. Glue that at the bottom. Looks good there. Liquid glue for this. Glue stick won't hold. I don't know why I have 2 on the go. Give that a second. And then it fits our ticket our tag perfectly. And then to finish it off is a ribbon, which I had lots to choose from, with the easiest way to close your journal, and that's with a ribbon with a bow. You don't need anything fancy. And so they went home with a junk journal. This is what they went home with in an hour. I thought that was pretty amazing. So they got the cover. They did a cluster, a ticket with a pocket for hidden journaling, and a tag and a pocket for the tag. And journal prompts to help get them started. And there we go. You can make these up as gifts. You can do these with your kids, your grandkids. You can do them in your child care centers. Seniors can do these. And it's just something easy and manageable if you're new to junk journaling. And you can just start writing. Finding other pictures, could be from magazines, it could be from old calendars, greeting cards, coloring books, storybooks, scrapbooking paper. There's endless possibilities of what you can put in your junk journals. And you can decorate it as much as you want and add all kinds of bling and lace. And it was just a really fun day at our Women's Day here in St. Thomas, Ontario, Canada. And now I'm thinking, what will be my next workshop? Bye, everybody.